Hello, Magi here, and welcome back to another episode of the Yukkuris. I told you this shit was long as hell. So welcome to episode 3 of the Yukkuri meme. With the intro done, let's continue on. The fact that I have to even talk about this shows how ridiculous this is. We're going to be talking about how these severed heads can reproduce. Oh boy. Yukkuris are hermaphroditic and have a single organ which functions as both penis and birth canal. When it's convex, it's referred to as a peenie, and when it's concave, it's referred to as a mamu. The mamu is where the co-Yukkuris develop within the mother during a mammalian type pregnancy. I'm having a real tough time saying this stuff with a straight face. I mentioned it in the last episode, but their offsprings are called co-Yukkuris. Co-Yukkuris are easily distinguished from regular Yukkuris by their small size and different facial features. However, their personalities and behaviors are identical to the parents. Co-Yukkuris are defenseless and extremely dependent on their parents. However, Yukkuri parents can be very irresponsible and incompetent. A mother will often accidentally leave behind or kill its own children. Due to the mother's stupidity, it's possible to feed its own children to it. The mother won't notice unless it's told that it ate its children, a fact that it'll probably forget in a few hours. The children are largely the same. They can easily forget their mother's identity and be manipulated to attack and eat their mother. Holy fuck! Chill! Co-Yukkuris can be born prematurely. They look like melting blobs with Yukkuri features. Several stories depict co-Yukkuris from stalk birth dying if they don't land on a sufficient soft surface. Oh, come on. There are theories to how these bloody things reproduce. There's two theories, an asexual one and the regular sexual way. Let's look at the asexual one. They may undergo a process similar to mitosis where one splits in half and the other half becomes individual Yukkuris. They may produce children when they die. New Yukkuris will crawl out of the remains of a dead one. Ugh. The Wriggle type is confirmed to reproduce by this method. In both methods of asexual reproduction, the children are identical to the parents. I mean, it's better than them being eaten by their parents. Now to regular reproductive way. In sexual reproduction, one Yukkuri will rub against and hump another. Mating between Yukkuris isn't always consensual, nor does it need to be. Alice types are prolific rapists. Yeah, we've clearly established that a while ago. Yukkuri mating is extremely pleasurable for all the participants unless it's non-consensual and involves a certain degree of skill. Yukkuris that lack sexual experience and proficiency may be discriminated against or attacked by their partners or other Yukkuris. The Yukkuris equivalent to orgasm is feeling refreshed. Damn! As if your self-esteem wasn't destroyed enough, you're now being attacked by your partner. Too hardcore there. The Yukkuri on the bottom will become pregnant. Pregnancy may manifest in several ways. The first and most widely accepted method is that the pregnant Yukkuri sprouts a tendril from its body. On the tendril are several undeveloped co-Yukkuris that'll fall off the branch after development, a very fast process that'll only take several hours. Well shit, it wasn't lying about the speed there. The second method strongly resembles mammalian methods. The mother will spit out with certain strength a single smaller but mature Yukkuri through a birth canal, referred to as a mamu located below its mouth. The process can be described as terrifying. If the Yukkuri ejects its co-Yukkuri at too steep an angle, the terminal velocity will be enough to kill the Yukkuri when it hits the ground. Also, scaring the Yukkuris moments before the co-Yukkuri is expelled will instantly close the birthing channel, killing the co-Yukkuri. Is anything safe for these things? Sexual reproductions result in offsprings that are identical to either the mother or father Yukkuri. However, a Yukkuri that's had intercourse with an Alice type will only give birth to more Alice types. That can't turn out well for the population. Injecting the filling of one Yukkuri type into another type may or may not lead to the injected Yukkuri dying and producing a tendril with co-Yukkuris of both types. So far, this has only been confirmed by injecting a Remelia type with a Yuki Reimus bean paste. That doesn't seem as horrifying as the other ones. It's possible to sprout more than one tendril at a time. This can occur from either multiple bouts of mating or multiple partners during mating. The result can be deadly to the mother as the tendrils will leash the mother's mass to feed the children. The most reasonable thing I've heard so far, which is saddening. The third method of sexual reproduction has the mother inflating to many times its original size. This process takes a large amount of resources and time. When the mother is ready, it will burst, spitting out dozens of Yukkuris at once, and returning the mother to its original size. This method is also not without risk. If the mother is allowed to grow too large, the birthing process will kill it. That's another way to give birth. In one other case, a transfusion from a Yukki-Reimu to a near-death Yukkurisa didn't result in pregnancy. It might be due to the fact that a badly damaged Yukkuri won't go into a pregnancy mode, or thanks to both of them being filled with the same material, or at this case bean paste, it didn't trigger Yukkurisa's body reaction. Or perhaps the bean paste was somehow treated by Reimu, the Miko, to prevent that. Alternatively, the author hasn't heard of or choose to ignore this bit of Fanon. Sure, whatever. There's subspecies to these things that you might have noticed through these episodes. There's a shit ton of them, but we'll be focusing on Reimu and Marissa, given it's the most popular ones. Let's look at the Reimu one. The Yukkuri Reimu are the most popular and widespread of all Yukkuri. They're usually looked upon as the purest of the Yukkuri species, being seen as dim-witted, naive, carefree, and selfish, but also friendly, innocent, and very maternal when raising their young. Often shown paired with Yukkuri Marissa, in which case they are usually shown as the mother of the duo, with the Marissa taking the role of the father. They often use smiles and analogies in speeches. A Yukkuri Reimu has black hair, a red ribbon, and 2 red and white hair bands. The Yukkuri also has brown eyes. A Yukkuri Reimu has the ability to flap its sideburns like bird wings and fly about, which was popularized by Japanese artists since January 2009. This makes Reimu a bigger threat to farming fields. The main use for this ability appears to be gathering food, escaping rapists, and just simply having fun. Yukkuri Reimu calls its sideburns Pico Pico Sun or Mr. Flap Flap because of the onomatopoeia associated with the emotion. Mr. Flap Flap. That's gotta be a first for me. Recently, images of Reimu using the braids have become more popular. They do things such as flapping them about randomly, holding objects with them, or getting tortured with them. There's the torture part. Wouldn't be a Yukkuri video without it. Let's look at the Marissa one. The Yukkuri Marissa are the second most popular and widespread of Yukkuri, often shown paired with Yukkuri Reimu and usually depicted as the father of the duo, building nests, gathering food, and warding off, or rather, attempting to ward off predators. The Yukkuri Reimu thus often defaults to being the mother. In most stories, the Yukkuri Marissa is an ordinary Yukkuri, though in some, she is shown to be able to use the Master Spark attack. They're sometimes considered the strongest type of Yukkuri in many stories. Of course, they're still defenseless and easy to kill. RIP Yukkuris. A Yukkuri Marissa has blonde hair, brown eyes, a black witch hat, and a ribbon bow on single braid on the left side. Marissa have a more useful accessory than the other most common genuses of Yukkuri, and may be more accessory dependent as a result since it affects survival fitness in a direct way. A Yukkuri Marissa have been portrayed using their hats as food or item storage, transport for the young, and as boats in water. These depictions vary, with some artists and authors showing them as only being able to float for a short amount of time before the hat becomes waterlogged and sinks. Notably, the hat is generally insufficient protection against rain or rape. Marissa seems to have a higher rate of accessory loss than any other Yukkuri as well, probably because they aren't tied down and are more obvious targets for hostile Yukkuris. Co-Yukkuri Marissa often lose their hats and will acquire an alternative hat covering, things like bottle caps, boxes, ice cream cones, or dumpling caps, which allows us to take it easy to some extent. Yukkuri Marissas have been portrayed as having a violent streak. In addition to take it easy, one of their catchphrases is drop dead easy, or Yukkuri Shine, Yukkuri Shine, whatever the fuck it is, as they will say this to other Yukkuris as part of their sadistic personality, and they are sometimes portrayed using elaborate traps to kill or torture other Yukkuris. In the juvenile ko-Yukkuri form, Marissa types will randomly exclaim a variation of the phrase Drop dead Iji. This is a good indicator of whether the Marissa type will act normally or murderous in the future. Prepare yourselves there. Deep down, Yukkuri Marissas are very selfish but are generally very carefree and naive. In situations of extreme danger, most will do anything to ensure their own survival, including but not limited to abandoning their friends and family. I would say that's super cruel, which it is, but sadly this also happens in real life. This sometimes results in the selfish Yukkuri being killed first. However, it is rumored that Marissas will follow the legendary Ju Takuri to their deaths, whatever that means. Some more random facts to discuss here. Fear and despair make a Yukkuri's bean paste sweeter. Conversely, emotionally dead Yukkuris taste bad. Cold Yukkuris are slightly sour. I'm really glad I know this. Anything that eats will be converted into bean paste. Yukkuris can survive by being fed only orange juice, but they'll not grow larger this way. If only it was that simple in real life. I'll give them that. A Yukkuri's accessory is present from birth and grows in size with the Yukkuri. Putting a Yukkuri on their head turns you into a Yukkuri. Luckily, the process is perfectly safe and reversible by tearing the Yukkuri apart, revealing the person inside. I'll pass on putting them on, thanks. Putting your hand over a Yukkuri's eyes will make it think it's night. I wonder if babies think like that as well. It's possible to fuse a Yukkuri with a plant so that the Yukkuri only remains sunlight and water to live. Very eco-friendly. Stealing a Yukkuri's accessory will cause every Yukkuri in the world to chase you. We all know how much they love their accessories. Red Yukkuris take it easy 3 times faster and taste hot. For this reason, they tend to call themselves Triple X, where X is the species they belong to. Due to their rare traits, red Yukkuris are ostracized by regular Yukkuris. They speak, run, and generally do everything extremely fast. 3 times faster. They can also reproduce 3 times faster than other Yukkuris and are capable of reaching 10 times the speed of the regular Yukkuris when angered. Unlike regular Yukkuris, red ones are very loyal and obedient. They're also selfless and will often try to help their friends by various means. It's unknown if these Yukkuris are artificially created, by the factory for example, or a natural mutation. So, a decent being then? Yukkuris with green fillings, the result of a lifetime of eating vegetables, are natural farmers and will grow their own food. They're also far less gluttonous than other Yukkuris and are eager to get along with humans. If it can grow food, it has my vote. Even the simplest trap, a box, are too much for a Yukkuri to escape. We now have to catch them now. There's a way to make a Yukkuri drink. Start by placing a cold Yukkuri in a bottle. It'll just opt to take it easy in the bottle as long as it's fed. Wait until it grows to fill the entire bottle and complains that it can't take it easy. When it does, pop the Yukkuri, drink the bean paste. Ew, fuck no. It's both disgusting and cruel. Damn. The factory, which the Yukkuris are definitely afraid of, actually exists. Humans can buy, sell, and trade Yukkuris there. The factory has a breeding program to exploit and mass produce the unique Yukkuris that it finds, which explains why they feared the factory. A reasonable thing to be afraid of. A society known by the name Bullying Onisans or Bullying Sisters have been created by and for aficionados of Yukkuri bullying. The only thing necessary to enroll is the desire to bully Yukkuris. Q may belong to this organization as she's usually portrayed killing Yukkuris. Holy fuck, a Q! You sadistic son of a bitch! In the fan game, Touhou Kobuto, it's possible to kill the Yarormyr in about 5 seconds. Beating it in 5 seconds is a good thing, I think anyway. But yeah, that's gonna sum up the Yukkuri video. 3 fucking parts to it. I told you this was long as hell. I'm just glad we're finally done with it. We can continue on with the other memes, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Which facts about this part were your favorite? Did you learn too much on how they reproduce? Would you want a Yukkuri, Raymond, or Marissa? Or are you afraid of the people who want to bully them, like a Q? If you guys enjoyed this episode, please give it a like and subscribe, or else they might get bullied even more, which isn't a cool thing in my opinion. Either way, this is Magi, and thanks again for watching.